Good evening. Welcome back to Butlins in Minehead for the second half of round 2 of the 2015 Players' Championship Finals. This has become one of the darting destinations, and with the 8 players in action tonight looking for quarter-final places, I'm sure we'll see why.
Coming to you from Butlins, Minehead!
Should be a terrific night.
Impressive.
Oh yes, steady the nerve, and in it goes. Ian White goes through, and he's done it. It's Gerwyn Price, that's an upset. Terrific way to start.
Just all about the winning.
It's amazing. Wright puts it away, polishing it off. Oh yes, yes, yes. There it is. Gurney gets the best win of his career.
Brilliant dart. Gary Anderson wins a thriller. Sensational year for the world #1. Van der Waal, absolutely fantastic. Oh, unbelievable. Vincent van der Waal, terrific. The world #1 is through in a thriller.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wild day yesterday, so all these players fought pretty hard to earn their place on stage tonight. First up, Ian White, who saw off Raymond van Barneveld. That wasn't such a great spectacle yesterday. He's up against Gerwyn Price tonight. He did yellow class and very impressive. Then Peter Wright plays Simon Whitlock. The informed Scot didn't hang around last night against Steve Beaton. Gary Anderson saw off Phil Taylor. What a heavyweight clash that was last night. It was a last leg shootout in the end. He plays Daryl Gurney, an impressive 6-2 winner over Kim Huybrechts. And we end the evening with #1 seed MVG against the best man at his wedding last year, Vincent van der Voort. They're sharing accommodation here, so that could be interesting. Well, this afternoon, Mensel Suljovic was mightily impressive against second seed Michael Smith. He lost just 3 legs. He came really close to a 9-darter to win the thing, but he just missed out. He still went on to win, though. There were also 10-3 wins for Adrian Lewis over Alan Norris, and Benito van der Pas was outstanding against James Wade, Dutchman with an incredible checkout rate in that match. The final match of the session was the closest, Dave Chisnall, 10-8 winner. He is a relative newcomer to the hockey, but not to professional sport, as Ned Bolting's been finding out.
Well, we're stood here in, frankly, what is a muddy field in the middle of Minehead, but for a good reason, because this man represents one of the most unusual crossover stories in sport, really, rugby union and darts, and a really excellent rugby career behind you in the past. I mean, what did you achieve?
Yeah, I started off pretty well when I was younger, and I represented Wales through the younger ages, you know, under 17s development, under 18s and under 21s, but didn't really reach the full international, which I really wanted to do, and unfortunately didn't do that. But I made a change now to darts, and hopefully this career can be a lot better than the rugby.
Played Premiership rugby as well for Neath and Glasgow, amongst other teams. And I mean, how do the two sports compare?
Well, it doesn't really, I don't think, you know.
Not in the slightest.
No, because obviously if you're on the field with another 14 players,
yeah,
the onus isn't on you all the time, and if you're not having a very good game, then you've got another 14 players who can pull you out of the muck, so to speak. And but up on stage, if you're not playing very well, it's a lonely place. Sometimes it can be
yourself
anyway,
to blame.
Yeah, that's it.
No one else to blame.
So
yeah.
it's a completely different sport, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. You must have been, you know, come to the Christmas parties and that, which I know that certain rugby clubs quite enjoy. You must have actually wiped the floor with everyone back in the day.
Well,
at the rugby club.
Not really. I wasn't that good come a couple of years ago. But
seriously?
No, honest. I started playing Super League and going to local tournaments and just got better and better, and then got my tour card 2 years. Well, in 2014. Started playing with the best players in the world, and my game pushed on again from there. So it's not always been where I am now to this standard, to be honest with you, and just been pretty mediocre years ago, to be honest with you.
Well, you're far from mediocre now, but I have to take issue with your name. Your name. We've got a certain member of our commentary team who kind of grabbed a hold of the Iceman name a few years ago and made it his own. How did you dream that one up? How did that come about?
Well, to be honest, I knew a few of the players in darts, and no disrespect to Alan, I never really played darts and didn't really know of an Iceman, to be honest.
Of his history, sort
of
thing.
No, so I put on Facebook just as I got my tour card and said, anybody got any nicknames and a walk-on song? And one of my good friends, John Earn, put it up, and I took it from there. So I didn't really know, like. But I've had a bit of stick since I have been the Iceman, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. It fits though, because you're a cool customer on the hockey, aren't you? You keep your emotions in check. Play it cool.
Sometimes. Not all the time. I've had a bit of stick on the Pro Tour where I give it a fist pump too often, but it's just emotional. It's not against any other players, for myself. And if they don't like it, I'm just going to do it a bit more.
What were you like on the rugby pitch? Hothead?
Not really.
Yellow cards, red cards, all that sort of thing?
No, I was pretty cool and wasn't up in fights and things like that. I think at one time there was a fight in Cardiff Arms Park where there's probably 29 players in the fight and I was the only one stood out. So it's a 29-man brawl.
Well, you know, you've kept your looks anyway. Yeah. Get out of rugby early doors, yeah. You were a hooker, weren't you?
I was a hooker, yeah. I was going to say one of my years ago, and so.
Listen, it's been a pleasure.
No
good to watch you on the hockey, and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
Gerwyn Price.
It is. We'll see him on the hockey in just a few moments now. It is Wales in Gerwyn Price against England in Ian Diamond White. Over to John McDonald to do his stuff.
Thank you, a very warm welcome. You've joined us live on ITV Sport from Butlins, Minehead. Second round action brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. This is the Cash Converters Players' Championship Finals. All coming to you live on ITV, and a very special welcome to the millions of viewers joining us around the world. Time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Match Play quarter-finalist, it's the Iceman, Gerwyn Price!
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of 4 PDC ranking events, it's Diamond Ian White!
I can vouch that Diamond White and Ice go pretty well together, as do Chris Mason and John Rawling.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. First match of the evening. Ian White a bit of favourite here, but Gerwyn Price played really well in reaching this phase. White kind of stumbled over the line, beating Barney, Raymond van Barneveld, 6-5. But he's been working hard at his game, and he's been around for a long time, into the world top 10 now, but he's been a top-class player for the better part of 20 years. Gerwyn Price, the 30-year-old from Markham near Newport. Good rugby player, as you've heard, and an international as a junior in earlier days, playing at the very highest level, Cross Keys, Neath, Glasgow, and still turns out as a back row player for his local club Markham. Talks about a few who've been crossovers. Chris, I can think of Curtis Woodhouse. He'd be one, wouldn't he? British champion, $1 million footballer. He didn't look too well, does he? And I suppose another very prominent one would be Mike Smith, MJK Smith, England cricket captain, and he turned out an international England rugby player as well.
Yeah, there's a few. Talking about Ian White, I can remember him in 1997, final of the very last News of the World. Lost to a certain Mr. Taylor in the final.
Was that at the Ali Pali?
I think it was.
I remember seeing some of those early News of the World matches, and the crowds that used to watch were just extraordinary in that major hall at 10,000 or more crammed in. They were literally hanging from the rafters.
Yeah, literally.
Smoky old world in those days as well, wasn't it? A bit different to now.
The dartboards were made of wood. Elm boards.
Ian White, practicing partner of A.D. Lewis.
140.
Won a World Players' Championship in Dublin last month.
He's won 4 in total.
78.
Is this the 4th meeting between these two this year, John? Certainly is in Players' Championship events. White leads 3-0.
140.
Tough old school, isn't it, if you can come through? It's an interesting top. You're a devotee of shirts, Chris.
135.
Have a physique to wear a shirt like that.
See in front of the camera and that thing on the right. Well, White's moving down nicely in this opening leg. Well, that's
136.
perfect.
Yep, tops after 12. Pretty regulation stuff. White had the throw in this leg.
55.
Usually takes 1 or 2 for them to settle down.
40.
Couple of tops then for Ian to take the early lead. There you
Each on the first leg.
go. Nice as you like, a 13 darter.
It's going to first.
Very tidy indeed.
I was interested in that interview which Ned did with Gerwin about how the fact until relatively recently he actually thought of himself as a pretty ordinary darts player, nothing special. Then he started having a go at a few Super League matches
57.
and kind of realised almost by default that he had an ability.
It makes me feel sick. I played for the best part of 15 years before I sort of did anything of note.
85.
Oh, please don't bring that in here. That could be a little bit too much. Might make the later matches interesting.
100.
Price needs to make an early statement, needs to get into this match. Can't allow White to slip away. This will make him feel happier. First maximum of the match, very nice. He's
He
fourth.
Sorry, John. He played very well against Klassen. He finished the match off superbly. The last 4 legs were completed in 14, 14, 12, 14. So you know when he gets on a run.
Oh, it's on for 140, double 10.
120.
He came from behind against Klassen, didn't he? Was he 3-1 down?
Yep. Came out after the break and just absolutely stormed it.
He'll have had his usual preps today, I suppose. A couple of hours in here on the board, getting his iron. And probably a couple of hours earlier on in the day, working out and pumping iron. He's a unit.
Yeah, 3 hours a day he goes to the gym.
No score. In your car, 150.
The only gym I spend 3 hours a day in is the CAF. Jim's CAF on the High Street. Oh, that was a flyer.
Price a couple of 10s when he comes back to square up the match.
80. Go in your car, 20.
Quite important that he gets this one. Move the wire.
Just to settle the early nerves. It's a good marker for him.
10.
Collywobble time.
Here you require
Yeah,
70.
so threw that at the same weight, hoping to bump in off it.
Chance to take one against the throw. That's 12, so he's left
58.
58. Tops. Oh, just squeaked in that one.
50. Go in you require 10.
Well, these kind of legs are what kills the averages.
Double 2 to square it off.
No one misses 2s.
Each on the second leg. Gary Price. First in the first.
21 darts, that one.
Where did that statement come from? 2s you never miss. Where did that one happen?
Probably Bobby George, he's come out with loads of them.
100.
Sure, I've missed the odd one. Price hasn't quite found his range yet. Where they jetted in from.
I wonder what goes through their mind, John. Should we go to the darts? Yeah, lovely idea. What should we wear? How about some normal clothes? Oh, no. Let's go and pretend we own an airline.
Ivy High campus, that's going back a bit. Everybody's made the effort.
41.
Fancy dress in profusion. Everybody committed to have a great night out. Talking of fancy dress, Peter Wright in action later on. I'm sure he'll have something pretty special.
59.
We were comparing shoes earlier.
You got on today the spats.
Yeah, just the spats.
That's his first maximum.
Got a feeling that this match is going to be a real slugfest.
59.
Gerwin's not quite found his range yet, has he?
No.
Had the one maximum, but only a couple of tons away from that. Tops then to make it 2-1.
60.
Took him a little while to crank his way into top gear in his last match.
Well, as you said, yeah, I think he was 4-1 down at the first break, and then won 4 of the next 5.
That's a good dart. 2-1 for Ian White, the 45-year-old from Stoke.
100.
Crowd still a notch or two away from fever pitch. Early evening. Great sporting night. One or two things happening around the country and around the world, and Ian White with his maximum.
Plenty happening around that red bit for Ian White.
60.
Shake of the head again from Price. He's not found the range yet.
Not wrong with his line in, but it's not got the weight.
140.
180, 140 back to back for White.
Starting to kick. Gerwin will have to go with him. This could be a tough night.
I always get the impression that White, I mean, among the cognoscenti like yourself, but with the general fan, I sometimes think he's not quite appreciated for being as good as he is.
Yeah, he's.
Is that fair?
Yeah, he just gets on with the job, and he doesn't get too involved with the crowd or too involved with his opponent.
54.
He gets on with the job.
46.
Tries to keep it simple as possible.
Double 16 for 3-1. Against the throw. He'll be back.
14.
Gerwin way back, 2-2-1.
Used to be a bit hairier back in the News of the World days, did Ian?
He had a bit of a mullet going on.
140. In your bar 32.
It's a better visit. The Price.
16s.
Miles away.
More like it. 3-1. And that's the break. And we have a break at the end of the next leg. And how White would love to see it as 4-1 and not 3-2.
And it's not quite panic stations for Price, but he needs to, even if he loses this leg, he needs to put in a good one just to lift his spirits. That's better.
We've got a netball team, we've got the jockeys.
Not quite sure they'd be allowed on a horse.
Not sure they'd be on a flat racing horse. I think they might be a little bit above the required weight. What's that, Blues Brothers and Sisters?
100.
Little advantage in this leg, even though he didn't start the leg first, but that's now gone. It certainly is now.
Looking for his third maximum and getting it. He's outscoring Price by the better part of 20 on the averages, or was before this throw.
100.
It's unlucky.
No finish here for White, but he can leave himself in a powerful position. Could do with a treble and can't find it.
Price is still in this leg. It's a real big score.
Oh, very nice.
The easier of the two finishes, John. 67.
107 for 4-1.
Treble 16 for Tops. Tops for 4-1.
67.
Would have hurt Price. Now, this is a really important moment. Way to go in this match. Well, 31 left. Is he looking at 15? No, goes for double 12. Oh, well, there you go. Got himself out of a bit of a pickle there and winning it back. So effectively, meaning at the end of the first session, he's kind of got away with it. Not really throwing particularly well, but Ian White only leading by 3-2 at the first break. Head, Ian White against Gerwyn Price in the second round, looking for a quarter-final place against Mensur Suljovic. And White, who has been the more impressive player so far, leading 3-2. It's effectively, though, gone with darts. Price kind of got away with it a bit there.
Yeah, he rescued it at the end there with that 67 finish, 15 darts against the throw. Will have been of great relief.
And now he manifestly needs to just crank up the scoring to have a chance of nudging past White.
Without trying.
123.
Nice return.
He's a little bit more relaxed.
140.
Better.
Well, what we saw against Jelle Klassen. It was 3-1 down. Did you say it was 4-1 down against Klassen? And
Yeah, 4-1 down and won 5 of the next 6 legs.
Another maximum for White.
Finished
4
off,
already in the match.
finished off with a 98 average in the end, did Price.
58.
Which is evident enough. You can mix it with Ian White, who himself is averaging about 97.
123.
Oh, a little bit more now. 99.
Throwing very nice and steadily is White.
It's too cold for one of those today.
140 in your class 75.
18 would leave him tops. Double 20.
55.
Oh well.
Go in your class 80.
An unlikely chance to hold. One more dart at 20. No tops. Needs to move.
40.
A million miles away, was
In
it?
your class 20.
No. I think he might have thought that was on its way in when he let it go. 5s now. He's had this once.
15. Go in your class 40.
Nervy affair. Big opportunity.
Second nibble at tops. This time, surely.
Good call.
Running nicely, wasn't it? It was kind of a fairly ideal marker. That's a phew.
Still have to, yeah, you still have to hold it all together. keep everything straight, get to the end of your throw without any snatch.
He's just moving on a little here, Gerwyn Price. Just senses.
58.
Well, having said that, he goes and notches 58.
Yeah, if you notice, he's either high or low in the 60s. Just not feeling it at the moment.
But he's hanging on in there, and that's kind of still in the match, though, playing a little bit scruffily.
Well, that will frustrate White, because he'll be fully aware that Gerwyn is a much better player than this.
Not sure that I really needed to read all that.
60.
Quite a few puns flying around.
By the nuns.
Puns from nuns.
97.
Bemused look from Gerwyn.
Treble needed.
60.
Well, 121, not a bad finish, but
140 puts the cat amongst the pigeons.
no finish. He's 6 darts from here. Surely going to hold his throw from here. Treble 15 would leave double 8, so he's gone the 25 way for double 18.
85.
Keeps doing this at the end of the leg. Needs to get some 140s going early on in the legs.
18s for White. Well, he won that leg with some degree of comfort and goes 4-3 ahead. Still going with darts.
First leg for a while, we've not had a 180. Ooh. Just reset himself.
I wonder what got into his head there. It looked as though it was just a case of following.
Yeah, just might not have had the dart in the right position in his hand. It's hot up there.
134.
Yeah,
Plenty of moisture about.
Very warm in this arena. There's actually got a great, huge, stretched canvas roof, this 5,000 seat arena here in Minehead, but it does get mighty warm.
Much better leg from Price, this.
Not
Back-to-back 140s.
Not just hot air coming from the commentary box.
140.
This is handy. Good darts from these two in this leg.
92.
25 was what he was looking for there.
Fortunately, he hit a 12, so he's still left a combination that only requires the one treble 20 or the one treble 19.
Goes the 19 route. Now he's looking for treble 20 for the bullseye. This would be a spectacular check out, but not quite. Just dragging it left into the 8.
$17 for ball. Well, it was on the wire.
Price 42 to square off the match once more. Needs those 2 for tops. Good darts. Important dart, 4 all.
Good leg. 15 darts. Much better.
White still outscoring Price, 97 to 84, 98 to 84 now. But 4 all, that's the stat which counts.
60.
Not a lot between them in the doubles either.
Yeah, both about half the success that they'd want. I thought this match should have a lot of 180s in it, but
Well, White started off notching them. He
yeah,
got them in 4 consecutive legs, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, 4 in 3 legs. Sorry, 4 in 4 legs.
93.
Where's
Hi
Snow
ho,
White?
hi ho.
One out of
Solid.
Solid, yeah. Good leg.
9 darts to 127 for White.
140 in your power 127.
Oh, that's a great first dart. Treble 17 would leave double 8. 18 or the bullseye, and decides just to leave the comfortable finish.
Well, in golfing terms, that would be good course management.
Doesn't offer enter my game. Couple of 16s then for White. 2 8s. Well, 3 darts right on the wire.
Yeah, all thrown well. Could go full 19s for double 16.
I think that's the way he's looking. Oh no.
Oh, that's okay. It's 17 for tops. It's his favourite double.
88 in your power 4.
Looked a bit quick, the last one.
Big opportunity missed that, and he knows it. 2s you never miss, as you've already heard from Chris earlier on. So Ian White goes 5-4 up.
$135.
Oh, the law's in the house.
$25.
White still being comfortably outscored. The fella on the left didn't look too well.
125.
Been eating them pasties.
As I was saying, Price being outscored, but as we approach another break, he has a chance very much and looks as though he's poised to square off the match once more.
Yeah, he's played poorly in the legs that Ian started. He's played okay on the legs he's been throwing. He's had a couple of 15s and 18.
85. Doing your power.
Well, White's been pretty solid. A 13, an 18, a 14, a 16 and a 16.
141 he's looking for, and it's on for double 12.
117.
Well, that would have been a 12 darter.
I've seen the 141 from Barneveld last night, and that was followed by 2 180s, and that's the
60. Doing your power 20.
closest we've got to an actual real 9-dart leg of 501.
Lost his way badly though, didn't he, Barney, in that match? Started off and had spells when he was throwing, as ever, sublimely. Double 6.
12.
Well,
Making
he's
hard
letting
work.
White back in.
Yep, making hard work of this one.
No finish, of course, but he'll most certainly have one now.
133. Doing your power 12.
6s once more for 5 all. It's a must take. That was a big dart, and he keeps just responding to the pressure when it's really needed. A little shake of the head. He knows he can throw so much better, but it's still nip and tuck. It's still 5 all. Here at a sold-out Minehead. It is the first of our second round matches tonight, and it is absolutely level pegging. Ian White 5, Gerwyn Price, top-class rugby player turned darter, he's also got 5. Pick and match.
Well, with White scoring, you'd have to go in favour of him. I mean, there's some 10 points difference in the averages, and that's got to play its part eventually.
You would think, looking for a 5th maximum.
140.
Nice way to come back from the break.
And Price will be buoyed at the fact that he's still in this match.
140.
Never mind being level.
Just move his game on, you never know. It's still attainable, this, most definitely.
Well, as we've already discussed, we know he's got that kick. He's got the class. Oh, they both have.
Gerwin was a 100-to-1 outsider to win this tournament when it began. Ian White, you could have got a little bit of 28-to-1.
140.
Value.
Good dart.
Well, that's the very reason he started on the 18s. I can assure you he would have been going for a treble. But the darts 2 and 3 were quality.
And leaves him on a checkout. Bullseye for 6-5.
50. Going to require 164.
2 treble 19s bull seems to be the on-trend route.
Very near. Looking at 16s maybe, yeah.
92.
So double 18 for White for 6-5. Only got 5 out of, what, 6 out of 25 now. But he gets his nose ahead once more.
Bit of Vardy about that one, top corner.
Hey, talking of Vardy, he scored again today.
95.
Sorry if you've been putting that on on some sort of record and watching it again later on. Might as well tell you it finished 1-1.
99.
1-0.
Alan Warren has been walking around with a long face, sort of a bitter red.
Like a smacked bottom.
Good dart. Price again has upped the ante on his own throw. It'd be interesting to have made a note of the respective averages when White had it and when he's actually had the darts in his hand. He seems to be throwing it I don't know, at least 10 better.
Give me an hour and I'll tell you.
Thank you.
111.
No checkout for Price, but nicely placed. The treble 20 would be rather handy. 12's what he's after now. Well, that is outstanding.
That's the way to set it up.
Crowd starting to rouse themselves from their slumbers, standing up because they love the darts. And I'll tell you what, they certainly do down in this part of the country. All square again.
That's a good leg. As you've already stated, John, on the Gerwin Price throw. Just 14 darts used in that one. 180, look. Had to be.
Number 5. 5-1 in maximums in White's favour.
Nothing unlucky about the 13th leg for White.
45.
John, 10-9.
Well, it certainly looks as though it's got every possibility of going all the way, doesn't it? I thought when I looked at the list of matches we've got tonight, this was in all probability going to be the closest run. I know that's a big call, but it's kind of going pretty much the way I reckoned it would do, and I would have thought you too.
Yeah, I fancied it to go long.
Almost.
I think on their first round performances they were equally matched.
100.
180 would make things interesting. Just overpitched.
95.
Lost the line. Now, can White, like Price in the previous leg, set this one up perfectly? Yes, he can.
Oh, great darts. Emulating Price, leaving tops. Looking as though it's going to go with the darts once more.
Price just over pitching a lot with his second dart.
Nice as you like, very smooth.
13th leg and a 13 dart leg to go with it.
Carrying Welsh hopes here. Greatest Welsh darts player of all time, Leighton Rees?
98.
Yes. Then Richie Burnett, Alan Evans,
Alan Evans
Mark
was special on his
Webster,
day,
probably
wasn't he?
maybe ahead of Alan, I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one. There was so many greats over the years. Kerry Morgan. Fabulous Welsh players.
I remember when I first got into the sports, Leighton was very big news, wasn't he? Wish I'd met the man.
Well, I was very lucky. My dad used to play county with both Alan and Leighton for the west of England. So I grew up around them legends. Great honour.
Alan was a bit more feisty than the big lad, wasn't he?
Oh, just a little bit. If he didn't like you, he made
knew
sure
about it.
you knew about it. Yeah, I don't think him and Eric exchanged too many Christmas cards.
133 then for Price to make it level once more. White just having a bit of a cog turning moment. Where am I? How many have I got? Here we go.
95.
Well, leaves 170. Got there in the end. Needs to set this up. So unlucky.
But unfortunate that.
Yeah,
Treble 19, yeah?
Yeah, leaves double 18. Gets it.
97. Here you are, 170.
Starting to warm up this, John.
It is. Price has only thrown 12 darts and is a double away from winning the leg.
41. Going you acquire 36.
Well, double 18 to square the match off. Good dart. Checkout rates are just starting to improve a little. And they are locking horns, these two. And still it has the look of a match which is going to go the duration.
White's 13 dart previous leg was answered by a 13 of his own for Price.
He's mystified, I think, why he's just not getting the scores, is it? Can it be that you're just straining and just that little bit too tense and almost, in a sense, in layman's terms, trying too hard?
Yeah, he's just over pitching.
139.
So wants this.
80.
Losers of this second round take home £7 grand. Losers of the quarterfinals, 11.5. So the odds start to improve. The money racks up.
And your ranking.
Indeed.
Before this tournament, in the actual world rankings, Price was just outside at 33. So it's a big chance to jump into that elite top 32. I'm not sure I'd want to at this time of year and have to face
Michael Van
Mr.
Gerwen.
OMG MVG.
Bullseye would leave 18s.
63.
It. No finish there for Price. All he can do is try and put some pressure on and hope that White doesn't check out.
And they've both been prone in this match to miss a few doubles, so you've got to stay in touch.
Stayed where he was. 25 would have been another option. So for 8-7, that's the 25 for tops. Very nice. Solid. And ahead once more by the odd leg. Onwards we go.
Not had a 180 for a while. Not going to get one now.
He's only had one. The Iceman.
Loads of room to the left.
Didn't need too much of it, did he? White's average nudging closer to the 100 mark.
Price has lifted him, is up from around 80 to 91, so he's definitely responded.
A little bit of pressure on the throw now, though. White can continue. Needs a treble.
Needs some big scores, Price. Nowhere near enough 180s. Usually it's a few. Not lying in the 140s.
97.
10 for White, 9 for Price. But a lot of Whites have come at the end of dead legs where he's just chasing.
Not enough. No finish for White.
He had to switch. Would have stayed up there and hit a 20, would have left 163, which would have been of no use whatsoever. Big chance here for White to move within one.
92.
That start was important.
Massive.
Now, if he can take this next one when he returns, White, he will lead 9-7. First to 10 takes the place in the quarterfinals.
85 left, I think, for Price. So 19s or 15s. 15s, really, because he loves tops.
69.
Interesting.
So 92.
Should be going the ball. 25 leaves 67. Gives himself options.
He's got it. Oh, he's missed it. He was looking for treble 17, double 8, or single 17 and the bull.
Now going to be kicking himself after going for the ball. 20. Oh, double 5. Bigger target.
Oh, huge start. Look at that. He knows that was absolutely vital. Come on, he bellows out into the crowd.
White's 180 at the start of the leg.
He's been good on his throw, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, they both
solid.
have.
Kicked off well.
Who's going to get to 9 first? To within 1 of victory. White's got to, really. He's got the throw.
Yeah, he loses this one.
81.
He's right up against it.
He's got fighting spirit, Gerwyn Price.
He looks like a fighter.
I wouldn't like to test the theory.
140.
Not in a telephone box, anyway.
Jab of
No,
move.
I don't think running away would much help you either.
No, if he's a good quality rugby player, he can probably move a little as well.
140.
To move within 1. Oh, that's unlucky. 25 leaves tops.
And he's got it.
Going to require 170.
Well, Price looking for a maximum check out, can't be done. So White is in a good position now to get that leg to move in within 1 of a place in the quarterfinal. Tops. 10s now. Pressure.
20.
Ah, Price. This is a great opportunity now. Steady the nerves.
Treble 14, double 16. Might be going treble 18, double 10. Likes tops and 10s. And that's why.
Well, he's looked second best in much of this match, but he's taken one only for the second time against the throw, and now just needs to serve it out, and he's in the quarterfinals. Well, well, well.
Last 2 legs looked unlikely. How this game can twist and turn. Probably start with a 180 now.
140.
Nearly.
He's raised his game, hasn't he, in the latter stages once again. He was struggling earlier on and just sort of hanging on to White. But there's not a huge amount between them in the averages now, and at one stage it was
Nearly 20.
Yeah, not. I was going to say he was over 90, and he was somewhere around about 72.
Yeah. Goes for a leg with throw. 140, 135. This is to win it.
So charged up, isn't he? And he's managed. Oh, that was Robin Hood.
40.
White. He'll come away from here if he doesn't win this and find a way. He'll come away thinking this is one that has horribly slipped away, which he should have won.
Yeah, like Jamie Lewis earlier, just couldn't put a couple of legs together towards the end of the match.
These two lads will be moving on to the World Championships.
Starts on my birthday, 17th of December.
29th?
30th, John.
Years slip by. 167 for Price. Bullseye maybe, or the 18s. Went the bull route, or tried to.
84.
140 now from White, puts this 83 under pressure.
Could well do it now.
Well, 180 would really.
Well, what a time to do that. What a time to produce a maximum. His 7th of the match against one from Price. Pressure on this 83 now.
Didn't like that bull attempt from Price in the last one.
677.
Treble 19 for his favoured double 10. 18 for tops.
Not close.
Well, now he's just hoping. Crossing everything.
So for 9-all, suddenly has the tide changed again? Double 12. This is a massive dart. He's got it! Level again. 9-all. Good match, Chris.
Yeah, brilliant.
A little scrap which has
after the
never had
second
more
break,
than a
it's really caught fire.
Never more than a leg between them right the way through.
Yeah, brilliant game.
Well, Price looked just about home in that last leg, didn't he?
Dream of it and starting with a 180. Oh, he couldn't, could he?
135.
All but.
Well, Gerwin's due one of his own. Only the one, and that came in leg 2.
100.
And now in leg 20. Well, 19, sorry.
White has the advantage.
$93.
Not happening for Price now.
83.
40 behind plus these.
It's a loose one.
It's pressure.
Well,
24.
The door is definitely open.
the Welsh fans are cheering him on. Oh, oohs and ahs. Who's going to fall over the line?
Well, you can forgive Price, very inexperienced at this level.
White's game against Barney was like this in the closing stages.
There we go. Back in there now.
100.
Minimum requirement 180.
Well, that's not a bad consolation prize. 149 then for the match.
It keeps him interested.
Treble 20, the first dart he needs. Well, can't be done.
69 left, so 45 leaves 24. I don't like the 57 route because you're straight on double 6, which is a bit of a stinker if you go inside.
Well, he went that way. Price then 137. He also for the match. Yes. Treble 19 for tens. Now he's got to compose himself. He's got to get that single 18 and hope, just hope.
Well, it's been a decent enough game, this one. Can White just hold it together?
50 for the match. Double 16, 2 darts in his hand. Now one. It's there! It's there! Oh, my goodness, that was a close scrap all the way through. Maybe didn't quite hit the heights, but it was a real celebration at the end for Ian White. He knew that he'd been pushed all the way, and ultimately the match itself went all the way, with Ian White beating Gerwyn Price by 10 legs to 9.
An intense game to start the evening's proceedings, but it's Ian Diamond White who's fired his way into the last 8 of the Players' Championship finals in Minehead. The world number 9 seeing off world number 33, Gerwyn Price, making his tournament debut here. Only on the deciding leg, though. So many opportunities missed by both players. 62 double attempts in total, 43 of them missed. But White's 29% has seen him through. An average of 97 he had to Price's 91. And it's Ian White who will meet Mensur Suljovic in tomorrow's quarter-finals. So both Ian and Gerwyn now can reflect on that nail-biting finish with Ned.
Yes, like 2 heavyweight boxers who've gone the distance. It really is, isn't it? That was a slugfest all the way. Gerwyn, you didn't get your nose in front at any point until the 17th leg, and then it all opens up for you, and you had to hold it together.
Yeah, I felt a little bit nervous, I think, at the end. You know, I had a bit of white line fever, but I couldn't get it. Well, I don't think any of us could get going to start. You know, it was 5-all. I think I was lucky. I think Ian was scoring quite well, and I was just clinging onto my own legs where he was missing a couple of doubles. But we started going both towards the end, and unfortunately I couldn't hold my leg when I pipped in front. But fair play to Ian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't suppose you could look, because he built up a big lead in that when he was 9-8 up, and you must have thought, well, it's game over for me now.
He did. All I thought was, I've got it at 180. I've just got to put the pressure on him. And I hit the 180 to leave 81, and I thought, come on now, you've got your chance if he misses. And apparently, you know, treble 2, but I didn't see that. But I got my chance, and then when he hit the treble 19, I thought, come on, double 12. And I missed it the other week in the World Series, but I got it this time.
Oh, well, listen, what have you learned about yourself? What can you take away on the positive side, even though in defeat Gerwyn you'll be disappointed?
Well, I think towards the end of games I'm picking up my game. I just got to learn to start a bit better and, you know, take my chances when they come around. But, you know, fair play to Ian. Like I said, he scored really well. I couldn't get my scoring game going. You know, yesterday my checking out got me out of trouble, but Ian sometimes was too far in front to even get a chance at that. But, you know, I was just happy to be here in the beginning, but, you know, to win against Jelle Klaasen as well, it was a good win for me, and, you know, I'm looking forward to the Worlds now. So.
Fair play to you. You've done yourself great credit. And Ian, you're not a player we associate with great passion, necessarily, on the hockey, to put it mildly. But when that winning dart went in, we saw a different kind of Ian White, didn't we there?
Yeah, I was jumping around that stage. And I thought I was going to jump off it at one stage, but no. It was just relief to get over that finish line. You know, we had a big slug out all the way through, so getting to, you know, 9-8 down and then 9-9 and then 10-9, you know, it was just relief.
The new passionate Ian White. You're facing Mensur Suljovic in the next round. Well done to both of you. Great way to get the evening started. Thanks to both of you. Cheers.
It was indeed. Well, 3 places in the